Hello and welcome back to Trust Us. It's been a while, but we're back. Had a little mid-year holiday, I'll admit, and I'm back this week with a fan favorite, a certified fan favorite. We've got Xavier.
I appreciate. Obviously, the podcast hosts are getting a bit thin, and you're turning on a bit of the mayo now. So I appreciate that. Look, to be honest, Matt, I don't care in which way it comes, but I'm happy with a compliment here and there, so I'll take it. Hey, I know we're going to crack into things, but we sort of left on a cliffhanger. Well, at least I thought we did last time. You
Yeah.
brought up this idea of you doing one-on-one coaching, and someone actually asked me. They obviously listened to the episode, and they asked me about it, and they said, "Like, was that serious?" And I genuinely have no clue. So, yeah, you're able to provide any more clarity on that for me?
I've actually had a couple of people ask me that as well, to be honest. And so now that they're in my group sessions now, obviously they had to pay the sign-on fee, which is $1,000 up front. But once they're in,
Okay, so it's definitely a piss take.
what do you mean? You don't think I'm
I don't
worth
think
that?
I don't think I've seen $1,000 in your bank account ever.
That's pretty rough. But mate, we're a top 50% podcast in the world, technically. So like there is a demand for these kind of skill sets to get to where we are. There's no doubt about that.
Honestly, the amount of questions that I had about the coaching, maybe you just need to pick it up and give it a crack. But it does sound like $1,000 to start off is probably a bit steep.
Well,
Maybe let's get it down.
I just want people that are going to come in that are actually keen to learn, like the monthly fee's nowhere near as high as that, but it's designed to be expensive early to get rid of the tire kickers and all that,
So what exactly are you teaching them?
Life, mate. Just life. How to get the vibes right, how to get out of bed in the morning, how to get into bed at night.
I've got a better question. I phrased that wrong.
Okay.
What are they going to get out of the coaching that they can't get on this podcast?
Actually, not sure. Well, we haven't got to the final session yet, have we? Which is also $1,000.
Well,
the
that's
final
true.
session.
It's the Andrew Tate theory. You bring them in, you get them in a cult, and then you've got full control.
That's it. But I do shout out to the my what do you call Padawans in the one-on-one coaching because I just got back from Europe. So I had it's quite expensive to get over there. And I went to the most expensive countries there is in Europe, being Norway, Switzerland, and pretty hit the bank pretty hard, but it was good to see the sun.
I don't know what that's like. What was the highlight, mate? What was the highlight of the travels?
Highlight. It would have to be, I reckon, road tripping around Norway was probably up there. I feel like it's just something. I don't reckon anyone would really do it. But having done it, I'm like, holy shit, that was unreal. And just being in like a sauna, obviously, you know me, I love me saunas, and just on a fjord, which is like a lake that's surrounded by mountains, and you just sort of just sitting on top of the water in the sauna, which was pretty crisp.
Get that bit of culture in you. That's impressive, Sausage, I must admit. And how long were you over there for?
Nearly 4 weeks. So just got back pretty buggered, and I had the worst flight of my life coming home. So like I was in France, and to be fair, I had a pretty good experience with the French. They weren't too aggressive or anything like that, which we know they can be.
That is unusual.
Yeah, until I got to the airport, and I'm like running off not much sleep. Like, it's 10 p.m. on the last day of your trip. Like, I'm buggered. And I get there to drop my bag off, and the French guy, he just straight away is like, oh, do you speak French? In French. He starts yelling at me in French, and I'm like, sorry, mate, it's just English. And then he's like, you don't speak any French? And I'm just like, this fucking guy. I was like, mate, we're at an international airport. This is Emirates. This is a fucking Middle Eastern airline, bro. Don't fucking at French me. And then so like put me bag on there, and he's just he's still talking in French to me as well, just being a fucking dick. And then he was like trying to get my bag, but I needed to do something first, otherwise it wouldn't have gone through properly. And it was the first time I actually really wanted to have a crack at someone in like not, I know it's not really the hospitality sector, but someone that's in that customer facing role. And I really wanted to give it to him. But just the fact that they have that tiny bit of power where he could kick you off a plane.
Probably. I mean, you've come in hot. I like the energy. I like the passion and the enthusiasm. And it couldn't happen to a worse nationality, really. The French are notorious for just being blunt, straight down the line and uncompromising. So it really goes against everything that is Australian. You know, the laid back nature, the just should be right, mate. Jump on the plane, do what you need to do. It's kind of like two opposites clashing, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And to be honest, it got worse from there. Like, I thought that was it. You know, I was like, whatever. It's 36 degrees. It's super hot. They don't have air cons, whatever. And then get to the plane. You're like sweating just sitting on the plane because it hasn't taken off. It hasn't really cooled down yet. And this had an aisle seat, which is sort of good for a big fella like me. And then this lady comes over. How
tall are you, mate?
6'4" for those playing at home.
There you go, ladies.
This lady comes over to me and she's like, "Oh, hey, excuse me, are you able to swap seats?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, can you swap from the outside to the middle seat?" Because she's like, "Oh, I need to go sit with my kids." And the lady who she's forcing to swap with only wants to sit on the aisle. And so I'm just like, fuck me. In my head, I'm like, why the fuck did you not book to sit next to your goddamn kids? Like, that is just ridiculous. I know, like, you know, you want to be that nice guy that swaps seats for people because, you know, you're nice. But I'm running off, not much sleep. I've just had a Frenchman fucking yell at me and I'm hot. I'm bugging. I just want to go home. It's 24 hours until I get fucking home and this shit. And I'm like, fine. I was like, literally, whatever. And then I just sat in the middle. And then the lady next to me, she was a bit weird. She didn't know what was going on. So I had to help her with like fucking getting the movie going on her screen and stuff like that. And then as soon as the flight takes off, there's this random bloke that just walks all the way down the aisle and he's opening all the cabinets and then shutting them. Like, he's looking for something. And we've only just taken off. And he's literally walked all the way down one side and then all the way back down the other. And I'm just like, who are these people on this plane? Like, it's just this constant, it's like a whole plane with people with no social skills. Like, none. And just no brain power. And even when I like buzz just for some water, they're like, hey, yeah, we'll get you some water. Didn't bring me the water. For ages, I had to buzz like twice. And and then I feel like a dick. Then I feel like a dick. I feel like the villain. I didn't deserve to feel like that because I was put in a situation that I didn't belong in. People need to lift their standards. That's it. That's all I got.
So, like, when you're obviously, I think you've outlined that to us pretty well, and you're thinking your way through this situation, right? And you're thinking, you know, I'm on this plane full of people with no social awareness and brain power. And have you sort of deducted that to the point where you think you're probably the exception, or is it likely that you might tie into the majority here?
I'm at the point where I'm about to knock on the cockpit and be like, guys, just let me fly. Like, I don't trust a single person on this plane.
That is a plane full of nuffs, isn't it?
I was like, this is the kind of plane that would go missing over the ocean and no one will find it. That's what it was.
Do you reckon there's anyone out there that would fly Air Docile? Or is that just... That would be... Geez, I would do it in my later years. If I was 17, I'd jump on.
Still single, plus 50 years old. Yeah, I'd go Air Docile.
Mate, you're driving it. You don't get a choice. You're on the plane regardless.
No, but that's the thing with Air Docile. Maybe I won't fly it that day.
That is true. Well, you're in the cockpit. You have to be on the plane.
I have to be in the cockpit.
That's part of the service. And it's probably funner if you get off the ground, at least a little bit.
Well, do you reckon there's a market for that? Because, like, obviously there's like, you know, you got limousines, you got like party buses, you know, like what about like a party plane that's just like chaotic?
What, where the pilot's just like on some... Actually, that would be fun.
Comes
like
out, starts doing shots with you.
No. I'm thinking more of a lucky dip. So you know how you have like the Wheel of Fortune thing? So on the Wheel of Fortune, you just have all these like drugs, you know, like hallucinogens and you know, all obviously a range of other illicits.
Name the drugs.
And then whatever it lands on, that's what the pilot takes. So it just every time it's like it's a different flight. I reckon
True,
people
it's
could
different
go
experience.
For that. People might not come back from it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start it out by doing it on like Flight Simulator and just seeing how the pilots go. And if majority of the time they land, we can get this up and running.
Or that's where we like save money because we only pay for one pilot. So it's a random lucky dip of who's the co-pilot among the passengers.
It's a real niche CV though, isn't it? You need to be a pilot and also have a wealth of different addictions.
Yeah.
It's a real niche resume. I'm not sure we're going to have a great deal of luck. I mean, we've both got recruiting backgrounds, so there is a chance. But I'd say even that might be too hard for us.
We just got to find another Sky King, mate. That's what we need.
Well, that sounds traumatic, Matt. I'm sorry that you've been through that experience, but I'm sure you were able to get through it and enjoy the travels. So, in my news, I really don't have. I feel like a broken record. Actually, you get to go to Europe, and I get to recover from a second leg surgery in the Geelong winter, which has averaged sort of 8 to 10 degrees.
Jeez,
and it has been pretty miserable, mate. But some of us need to be in the corporate pig lifestyle, just grinding away. And we can't just run away from our problems as much as we might like to at times. So that's where I've been, just chipping away, fighting the good fight. And, unfortunately, not all of us can live a life full of action. So that's corporate X, just flying the flag.
Actually, on that topic, this segment doesn't have a name yet, but I saw something recently. Obviously, I'm in the travel algorithm now on social media. So, like, it's all that shit popping up. Trending. That's it. Hashtag Docile. And there's one that keeps popping up. It's like quitting your corporate job at 25 to travel the world. And it's like, oh, my God, that's so crazy. That's amazing. That's fucking not at all. Like, that actually pisses me off. Because, all right, let's run the numbers. All right. So, you finish school, 18 years old. You go to uni. So if you go on a corporate job, statistically, 80% chance you've gone to uni. So that's what 3 years. Tends to be 4 years a lot of the time. So let's say
3 to 4. 3 to 4.
Let's say he's 22. All right, and then he's going into a corporate gig. A lot of them have either a single year grad year or a 2 years grad year. So if he's bragging about corporate,
single, let's be generous. Single year.
All right, single year, 23. All right. And that grad year, not much really happens. So then they've had 2 years of just being a normal peasant in the corporate gig before they've quit their job and then are traveling the world. Like, you've done 2 years hard yakka. That's it. You haven't done it. You haven't grinded. You haven't suffered like what we've suffered. There's no balls to that. You're 25 years old. You're absolutely fearless. Nothing matters in life at that point in time. And I reckon, so this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see more in the algorithms. People quitting their corporate jobs at like fucking 42.
Now, hold on though. This is a different audience. I like this. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like that's the shit that matters. It's like quit the corporate gig to travel the world, left the family at home. I don't give a fuck. Like,
why is this person like a bogan American?
Well, if they're 42, they're staying in hostels. It's a bit weird, but
look, I was all over the marketing until you went with that voice, and now I'm not sure I want to be associated.
But yeah, so that's my bone to pick. I just feel like doing something crazy in your 20s and trying to brag about it. It's like, bro, that's the bare minimum.
Oh man, I'm with you on that. And reality is, let's be brutally honest. If you're doing that at 25, the only way you're doing it is you come from a rich family. Because in those 3 years, you started on, like, I don't know what you started on, sausage, but I think my first job was like 45K or something horrendous like that. And I was tertiary educated. So you've had, let's say the first year's shocking and then you move to 60, 70K. You've got no savings. Yeah. So you're not going to survive overseas for long. So unless you've got the backing of a wealthy family, which diminishes the feat in itself of going over to travel. Because, if we all had unlimited funds, I think that's what we'd probably be doing, right? So I'm kind of with you, actually. But this does sort of spike a different thought for me. When you started talking about this, I was thinking, what advice would we give to our younger selves? Obviously, being through what we've been through. And probably the first question I wanted to try at you, if you had your time again and you could go back and have words to your post-schooling self, would you go to university or would you ditch it?
Nah, I'd go to uni. I feel like that's like, it's 3 years of just fun where you don't have to be an adult. Like you literally don't have to be an adult. Like you're not expected to work 40-hour weeks. Like, the government pays you a bit. You get a free loan effectively. And you can use that to travel.
Used to.
Yeah, well, it's
today's kids are fucked.
Yeah, but it's also like,
sorry to the Gen Zs out there.
Yeah, it's also like the first opportunity in life where you actually choose who your friends are going to be. Like school, you're very much at Stockholm syndrome. Like you're just friends with that person because you fucking sat next to him for 10 years. Whereas like uni, you actually get to choose who you want to be friends with. And typically your uni friends are more your lifelong friends.
That is true. Yeah, I think it is an interesting one. It's funny, but even in uni, I feel like the people that you end up interacting with early tend, at least in my experience, tend to be the ones that lasted the whole way through. So it's kind of like school. You're like, if you were close enough to them at the start and you trauma bonded over how scary the experience was, you just tended to go the distance. I don't know. I'm in two minds. I was thinking about that question to myself. So obviously I'm with you. The fun of uni is like, that would be a big sacrifice, right? But if you're looking at just the numbers, let's say you wanted to be a kid that traveled, maybe not mid-20s, but let's say late 20s. Well, it's the dumb option, right? Because you go on an apprenticeship and you're on a shit wage for 3 years, but you're getting paid, you're not owing money. So that's something. And then when you come out, your career prospects are probably better these days, I think, in a trade than in a any sort of bachelor degree. So yeah, I can see sort of an argument both ways.
Yeah, for sure. But also like, fuck them.
who are we fucking exactly?
I don't know. I thought about picking a specific enemy, and I was like, I actually don't want to pick a specific enemy.
You heard it here. Dos hates tradies. He actually doesn't. He doesn't like any of it. There's not a discipline out there that Dos like. Maybe the plumbers.
Nah, Sparky's got a soft spot for Sparky. Plumbers, they're probably the worst.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I should have aligned differently there.
Yeah.
So,
that's my little rant, I guess. Actually, that's my second rant already. I'm ranting a fair bit today.
You've actually gone in. You've come out. I don't know if you can keep this momentum up for the full episode. We actually might maintain our full listenership till 40-minute mark if this keeps going. So, I'm excited.
There's been bets that Dave doesn't believe anyone listens after the 40th minute mark. So if you do listen beyond that, send a screenshot and I'll let Dave know.
Yeah, I'll still think that Dos put you up to it, but yeah, you can do that. You can try and pull the wool over my eyes. That's not a problem. Now that leads us into Dos, our road guide for the day, and it is the road guide to which tradie discipline you hate the most. No, sorry, it's not. I don't want to get Dos too excited there. It's the road guide to winter depression. Now, I'm open for you to take this wherever you want to go.
Do you know what's actually really funny and an odd topic? Winter is the reason why I didn't follow a trade discipline. Honestly, like I was working in the country in Wagga, and I remember going to work one morning, 7 a.m, and we had a bunch of tools in the tray, and it was in the middle of winter, and I go to grab some of the tools off the tray and in the ute, and they're frozen to the fucking tray of the ute. I was like, and your fingers are just frozen. And I'm like, fuck this. Like, I was like, nah, I can't do this. And then I was like, I'm going back to uni. I'm going to find some desk job. And so winter actually set me on the path of being a corporate slave.
Yeah, it's funny when you're younger and you go through those things. I was thinking this, again, this is completely off topic, but I did work experience once with, Ray's Outdoor City. So it was like an outdoor camping shop, right?
Like a BCF.
Kind of like a BCF that's now died. I mean, they might still exist. I'm not 100% sure, but this one's closed. Anyway, it was work experience, and I thought, fuck, this is going to be the best thing ever, right? And turns out working in a retail store, it's kind of boring as shit, right? And I remember going in there and early doors, one of the jobs I had to do was refilling gas cylinders.
Jeez, what they put the fucking work experience kid onto that?
I'm telling you. So I was out the back and I was doing this and like...
How old were you?
15, 16, I reckon.
Fuck, that's
pretty young. Anyway, like someone showed me how to do it for like 20 seconds and then just pissed off. And I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing here. Remember doing it. So I opened it up and the fucking thing blew off and this gas went all over my hands. And like, it was like, I didn't even know gas was that cold, but it was incredible. Like, I thought I gave myself frostbite or something, man. Like and then I was young and I was like, clearly I fucked up. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to tell anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe we just sit on this. So I remember like trying to do the rest of the day. I've got like one hand. I'm just trying to pretend that my other hand's not completely fucked. Anyway, so obviously that I didn't do any more gas bottles for the rest. I avoided that activity like the plague. I'm pretty sure they asked me to do it later in the week, and I was like, yeah, do it. And they just didn't touch it. I just put the gas in. just stop doing it. Anyway, we get to this is the worst part. We get to the end of the week, right? And I've put in like 38 hours and it's felt like the hardest thing on the planet. And the manager, he comes over and says, oh, mate, really appreciate what you've done here this week. You know, your attitude's been really good. You've done a good job. And I'm thinking, fuck, I've almost lost a hand to this place. I've put my blood, sweat and tears and nearly my right hand into this joint. Anyway, he hands over $50 and he's like, oh, look, you know, we can't pay you too much, but this is sort of what we had allocated to the, to the work experience side of things. So here's $50. Thanks for your help. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, $50. Like I clean our house on the weekend. I clean our family home on the weekend for 30. And I've just worked 38 fucking hours for $50. I'm sitting there, I'm doing the math. I'm like, I've been paid the equivalent of like $1.72 for the week.
Mate, less than that.
Well, I don't know. Whatever it was.
Like $1.10. All right, I get $1.12.
And we can't even like this is 15 years ago. It's not like 100 years ago. So it's not like it's not good money. It was horrendous at the time. I'm sitting there and after that I was like, actually I don't actually think I want to work. I think I'm just going to go on the dole and just give this whole career thing away because it's just not for me. So yeah.
Did they at least offer you a job like after? Nothing.
No, I think they're probably worried I'd be a work cover claim or something.
That's probably
had a frostbitten hand. That actually isn't at all what we were going into with the winter guide, but I like that. You know, it's sort of more of a career advice line start from us here. So let's work into some of the credentials here in this winter depression. So obviously getting into winter, Docile, I don't actually know how you can even talk to this given you haven't really been here in winter, but I'll do the heavy lifting. With winter, it's really important that you have hobbies. And I'm not talking about summer hobbies because we don't have daylight here, right? So, you know, for those people saying, oh, we'll go fishing or golfing or whatever it might be, well, forget that. You're not doing that stuff, all right? So you're going to have to get creative with your hobbies. So some suggestions. Getting into cooking, I think, is a good pastime. Ooh. And then you can forfeit the cooking in summer because you feel like you did a bulk of it in winter. You know, I went pretty hard, so now I'm just going to
just meal prep
meals or something
in winter for summer.
Just put it all in the freezer, stockpile that up, and then by the time you get to summer, you're just in a cash system where you're pulling it out, put it in the fridge, rinse and repeat. That's actually genius. I didn't think of that until you suggested it. But other little things, you know, video games, maybe getting into knitting or crochet or something like that. I don't know. Get a little bit creative with it. I like the idea of picking up an instrument, Dossie, if that's for the creative types. If we were picking an instrument, I know you're not a big musical man yourself, but what would you rock if you had to pick something?
Oof! If I had a choice, honestly. That's just kind of the whole concept. I feel like there's something about the saxophone that just has a bit of raw sex appeal about it.
Yeah, or as my old man liked to call it when I was playing the sax back in the high school days, the wounded moose.
Yeah.
It's not as sexy if you can't play it. I'll tell you that much for free. But so that's step one. of avoiding the winter depression for me.
Mm.
Now, I'm open to you taking it wherever you want to go, but obviously you can't mention the Europe summer as a fix for winter depression.
No, I won't. I'll go easy on everyone. But I will mention in Sydney, guys, it's like fucking 20 degrees every day. It's ridiculous. It's actually, I forget it's winter until I fly back to Melbourne, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's cold.
Cyclone Docile will hit soon, mate.
Yeah, it'll come. It'll come from Air Docile. So step 2 is it's kind of the point where you realize you're in the depths of winter depression. You know, where like it's sort of like midwinter where you think maybe you're nearly at the end of it because it's a sunny day. You're like, oh shit, you know, sun's out. Awesome. And you put on a t-shirt and you go outside and it's just fucking freezing. Like it's like the complete ignorance of yourself thinking that you could get away with a t-shirt is just sort of, that's the peak of when that winter depression hits. When you think you have hope and you go outside dressed for summer and bang, you just get smacked right back down.
You know, for me, when I reckon every year this happens, this is when I think like peak winter depression hits. When you do your washing, you put your washing outside, you leave it out there for 3 days, you go out and you're like, beautiful, fuck, I forgot about this, I'm going to bring it in now. You touch it and it's still soaking wet.
Yeah.
And you're just like, are you actually serious? I've got to live with this, do I? So when that happens, and then you have to start like either taking it to the dryers or like just absolutely putting it inside and waiting a week for one load to actually dry.
Now, there's another one.
That's just peak.
Just leave, like, just don't do your washing until summer. That's another one. That's another docile tip for you there. Do all your cooking in winter and do all your washing in summer.
That ties in perfectly. It's like we scripted this to my step 3. And look, this is probably half targeted more at the males than the females, but it probably works for either gender. And that is embracing the fashion opportunities that winter presents.
Nah, this is just male. Girls don't know anything about fashion.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. That is absolutely fair. Anyway, so the fashion opportunities for guys. So obviously in summer, you're not wearing as much. There's only so much you can do with a t-shirt and shorts, right? Everyone knows that. But the opportunities for, you know, the winter jackets, the trench coats, you know, maybe cracking out a scarf here or there. I know Sausage doesn't mind a scarf or 3.
Yeah, don't mind a scarf. 3 is I kind of mind.
Sorry, a free. I mean the Freo scarf. So 3 of those from your favourite players. But no, I think just getting a little bit, creative with it. You know, really crack things out. Try something new. You're not being bold unless people are commenting that, you know, you've maybe gone a bit far. So just test that boundary. Go all the way and then just filter it a little bit back as the feedback comes in.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad shout. I kind of miss the old going to footy training in the middle of winter and you're like, you know, in your footy shorts, you got skins on, you got like singlet on, and then you just got your Ugg boots on. And as long as your feet are warm, rocking up to footy training, perfect day. I don't know. I just love that fashion. The old Ugg boots with clothes that doesn't make sense. But I reckon this also definitely suits the female listeners, is because like winter fashion is like, that's the best fashion. Like that's when you can wear so much clothes, then make it all work. Like you can wear really nice jackets, you know, nice shoes, long pants, really fancy hats and stuff. Like, whereas, yeah, I agree. Like summer you can look sexy, but I don't think you can look as fashionable in summer as you can in winter.
Well, as the old saying goes, like summer's about the body, right? Winter, no one gives a shit about the body because they can't see you. Yeah. You're an Eskimo, so you're rolling out there and you're just essentially trying to show how well can you put pieces together. So I suppose it works for the females too, because this is probably your opportunity to dress your partner who maybe can't dress themselves. So you can go ham and just really give them some tips on, hey, it's probably not the time to whip out the blue singlet. It's pretty cold. Maybe try these pieces of clothing. I'm sure there's still plenty of guys out there that just rock a singlet and footy shorts on the weekends. But you know, it's your opportunity to show you more than that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think winter is for fashion. Summer is for, again, raw sex appeal. It's the second time I brought that up today.
How tall are you again, Dawson?
For those playing at home, 6'4". Well, speaking of height, step 4 is Skyscanner. I think when you're having one of those bad days, then you just got to go on Skyscanner and just look at flights. Like, you don't have to book them. This is the thing. You don't have to book them. You just have to look at flights to warm destinations, and you just you feel warmer just by doing the process. And then obviously if you got a bit of money, if you listen to Docile's 101 coaching and you've ended up with a bit of coin, then you can afford to do the trips. So yeah.
You're telling me that there's share price information in this coaching or something now, isn't it?
There's a bit of the old, what do you call it? Under the table dealings.
Okay, there's some colluding. There's stock prices, stock market manipulation at play. What are the return on investments like, Dos?
Well, we don't go by manipulation. We go by capitalization of an opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I see. That's very similar, but kind of different. So yeah. I think you could definitely write a book on this, which is like creating a winning mindset within not actually doing anything. So you're just trying to change your frame of mind. Obviously, you can get on there and you can not book a flight just by thinking of the possibilities of what you could do.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is kind of coaching mentality right there. Maybe you do have it in you.
Mate, I'm telling you, I don't fucking say this shit for nothing. You know, this isn't a free podcast.
Well, yeah, I know. I get charged co-host.
You get charged co-host, yeah. That's where I make all my money. We don't have enough listeners, so I charge my co-host.
It was either this or therapy. So, you were slightly cheaper.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I mean slightly, as in he knew the price of the therapist and went slightly less.
Just 10% less. But I tell you what, you can get 20% off if you go with our sponsor, Spicify. Want to seriously impress your date without turning your kitchen into a war zone? Say hello to Spicify, the secret weapon for effortless, flavor-packed meals that look and taste like you actually know what you're doing. Whether you're whipping up avo toast for brunch or a quick, tasty dinner, Spicify's all-natural, vegan-friendly spice toppers add instant wow factor with zero stress. Just sprinkle on blends like the avocado, chicken, or hot topper, and boom, the simple dish becomes date night worthy. Bonus, the packaging looks slick and modern, so it'll seem like you've got your life together. No mess, no mystery spices from 2008, just bold flavor and big points for effort. Press without the guesswork. Just use the discount code TRUSTUS to receive 20% off at spicify.com.au and bring the spice to your next date. Alrighty, step 5. Well, what do we got? You got anything?
No, I got nothing.
You wanted to wing this whole thing so
I
badly.
didn't want to step 5. I didn't want to step 5.
It's the most important step of all of them. How are you going to cure winter depression? I've cured it. I just moved to Sydney and then went to Europe for a month. That sort of solved me, but you didn't want me to bring that up.
See, I've gone the other way. I've just lent in. I've just gone. Eventually, the sun will be around longer, and that will hopefully cure me. It won't cure the fees that I have to pay for therapy.
I think if you embrace winter as actually
No,
probably step 5.
I've got it.
I reckon I've got it as well. So I'm going to let you go first, and I hope you do.
All right. Well, you're not going to resonate with mine, but that's all right. That's all right. We have 2. We're good. See, this is why we improvise.
Right. What's yours then, big fella?
That can't be coming back in from the sponsorship break. And you hit me with you come in and you hit me with a big fella. I'm already on the back foot. All right. Let me tell you how it is, champ, all right? You just sit down on your chair for a second, bud, all right? I've got this. No, so my key to surviving the winter depression, and this one is definitely considerate of my race, the ginger race. Yeah. It is taking all the money that you've saved on sunscreen throughout the winter period and being able to actually purchase one of these flights from those Skyscanner perusals because you've just made bank. If you're anything like me, you're spending an absolute bucket load bathing in sunscreen for 5 to 6 months of the year. So when you get that break, yes, it's a grind. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's monotonous. And the fact that you can't do anything that's not outside the four walls of your home most of the time actually helps you save for that holiday that you didn't think you could save for. So there are some perks. Obviously, my recommendation is don't go anywhere with sun. So maybe go from the Australian winter to somewhere else where it's winter and just keep that good thing rolling, because then you save more from not having to buy sunscreen. But, options are there. Yeah, there's a plethora of options.
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of like girl math, but it's ginger math. So step 5 is ginger math.
I was having this argument with someone the other day because they were saying
was
that
another ginger.
No, because you'll understand when I tell you the topic. If you could just calm down, champ.
Get off it! Look, you're desperate to put a champion in there.
I'm mad about how we came out of the break. I felt like we're on the same page. And you've just see, it's like I was the Frenchman in the first story, and now you've just taken a hating to me, and I'm just under the gun. So, no, and we were essentially having the conversation, and they're arguing that like being a ginger isn't a race, and I was arguing that it is a race. And I believe I won the argument.
Yeah, how'd you win it? Did they Google?
Well, I mean, what is race other than like a characteristic of someone,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll allow it. I'm not going to go too deep into it. It can get cancelled, but I'm pretty sure it is a race.
It's such a baiting topic to get this podcast just thrown in the bin.
Yeah, and we've been trying. Darcy's been trying.
I'm amazed you let that guy back on here, to be honest.
Yeah, I hate it, man. The fans love him. So I can't get rid of him.
He's one of those people that, when you're listening to something or watching something and you're like, nah, people like that don't exist.
Yeah.
And then you see it, you see it, and you're like, holy shit, they actually do.
That's what I'm telling you about. That's the guy.
Mom, he really did it. He really did all that
shit. Yeah. Let's see if let's just say Darcy would have fit in really well on my flight back home to France. I tell you what, he wouldn't have noticed anything different on the plane.
He would definitely have been in the pilot seat, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. But that's this week's road guide to winter depression. So I hope we might have cured some of your winter depression with a few hot tips there, a bit of ginger math. And that's this week's road guide to winter depression. And I don't think you've been involved in this segment before, the above average segment. So I'm going to ask you a question. I've given you absolutely no prep on this. What do you reckon that you are above average at? Just something general that you're just above average at. So for me, like my walking pace, I know is above average. The amount of beers that I can drink in a happy hour is above average. My height is above average.
The amount of beers you can scull in happy hour is below average.
Yeah. No, if it's Guinness, I could, there's video footage now of me sculling Guinness.
That didn't even look like it was that quick when you were sculling on Instagram, to be fair.
If it fits into one story, that's quick enough for me.
I mean, this is going to be a rogue one, but I would probably go with emotional intelligence. And I'm not sure if that's because I am or I surround myself with people that aren't. I'm honestly not 100% sure.
I kind of think it's a little bit of both. But then does that just make you average?
Well, it could. That's what I'm saying. But you said that I think that I'm above average at. So I'm gonna run with it.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, what I want from this as well is people send in something that you think you're above average at, and I'm going to try and prove that I'm above average as well at whatever it is. So, if you're above average guitarist, give me a day to try and prove it, and I'll see if I can put something together. But anything along those lines, and we'll do a bit of a series around that on Instagram and TikTok, where you'll find us as Trust Us a Network. Yes. All right, moving on. So this one I did give you a bit of prep on. We've got our top fives. So this week we're going to do the top fives of things to order at the pub. So could be food, could be drinks, could be. I think that's kind of all you get at the pub, isn't it?
Well, actually, let me have a look through my list. No, I've got something that's not food or drink.
Oh, I love that. All right. Game on. All right. I'll start off first, and we'll both say our number five. And so,
are we starting from five through to one, or
through to one? Yeah.
As in, one is the best thing you can get off the menu.
Yeah.
Menu, for lack of better words. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my number five is chips for the table. There's something about when that person, like, ideally it's not me paying for the chips, I'll admit. But when those chips come to the table, it is glorious. And whoever buys those chips is just a fucking legend. They're just a legend of a human.
I think you're very good at getting someone to buy the chips. You know, you go up to order, you get them to order first. You're like, you might as well just get a bowl for the boys. You know, you're very good at coercing that. Oh yeah, that bowl of chips. That's a good one. Actually, I didn't think of that one. This is going to be an interesting list, I think, because there's going to be some things on here that hopefully the others like. Oh, I should have whacked that in there. So. Look, my five was pretty boring. I got to admit, there's not much.
It's what our listeners come to expect from you, so it's okay. It's on brand.
There's not much that I actually order from the pub. So this is the change up version to the staple, and that's why it's at number five. And that's fish and chips. Like, it never lets you down. It's always, well, actually sometimes it does let you down, because pubs and fish. Yeah. Not always the best match made in heaven, but if you're a seaside pub, if you're anywhere coastal, then definitely fish and chips deserves to be at five.
Yeah, rate that. I'll admit, I had it at five, and then I binned it for chips at the table.
You don't blame you. I like it. I think that was a fair option too.
Yeah. So number four, I've gone with Aperol, an Aperol Spritz.
Oi.
Yeah. So this might be a bit different.
It's a bit. I don't know. That's a bit fancy. It's a bit rich for my blood.
Well, that's the thing, because like I'm ordering at the pub, but it's not for me. If I'm ordering an Aperol Spritz, it means I've got a hot date. I'm having a good time. There's no doubt about it.
And how tall are you again?
For those playing at home, again, 6'4". But yes, an Aperol Spritz. Now. Yeah, that's it's a good sign that she's a lady
or a man. They're very progressive times.
No, I'm not swinging that way. I'm in Sydney now. I don't have to pretend.
I like how we've just dropped the political correctness banner.
Are we at 40 minutes? Is no one listening?
That is true.
We've just clicked over.
We can say what we want now, because absolutely no one is going to fact check us on these. So I've gone for I like where you've gone there, because now we're telling the tale of what does this item say about what you're doing at the pub. Yeah, I like that. Now, bear with me here, because I'm going to try and pull at the nostalgic heartstrings of yours there. So You're going to the pub, you're a young kid, and you're with your old man, right? You're heading to the pub. You know, it's this big, strange place that you don't set in there much. You jump up on one of the stools, and your old man gets you a bag of chips, just a bag of Twisties or a bag of Chicken Smith's chips. And he whacks them on the counter for you. He tears them open, fully open, so they're flat on the pub counter there, and you get to absolutely chow those down. I just thought, there's nothing better than that feeling when you're young. There's just something about the chips at the pub that just tasted different.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's actually really good. Like, it's like, especially, I don't know, my dad's, he's the brother of your dad, so they're probably quite the same. But like, they didn't buy us chips. They didn't buy us chips very often at all. So, that was the price of going to the pub. That was the trade-off.
I reckon, now that you've mentioned that, I reckon I've 100% got like, I'm actually not even sure I've ever got hot chips from my old man. I've definitely got more packets of chips than hot chips from a pub. That's for sure.
100%. Yeah, I can literally envision, I reckon, the first chips that were bought for me. At the pub,
and it was with your card or footy payments.
Yes. Well, speaking of your card, My number 3 things to order at the pub is actually is one time when I had your card and you said get this round, and I was like, oh, perfect. 14 Jaeger bombs.
Yeah, and $236 later, as a uni student, I had tears in my eyes. I had literal tears in my eyes.
You were looking the other way, talking to someone else, like next to me on the bar. And after I said it, it was like you turned in slow motion. I could feel you in my peripherals turning. Be like, what the fuck did you just order?
I was just far enough away, like 2 to 3 steps away, that I couldn't stop you from tapping the card. Yeah. In fact, I actually don't know how did that work? Because surely it should have blocked that, but it didn't for some reason.
No. Yeah, I did. I sold it to you. I was like, mate, that way you only have to buy one round for the whole night.
Maybe I was stupid enough to enter my opinion. That makes that story so much worse in hindsight now that I've thought about it. Anyway, the worst part about this, we didn't even drink all 14 of them. I'm pretty sure there was like 2 or 3 left on the counter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be brave enough to drink that many. Or at least I'm not going to say it on a public platform, even after 40 minutes.
Yeah, I like it. Look, I'll allow it. I'm not sure. I mean, I think that's a little bit like fish and chips. You could get a real mixed bag in your espressos, or your vodka Red Bulls. Any sort of mixer at a pub, you don't know what you're getting. But look, you got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes, so I don't hate it. Now, number 3 on my list, which probably should get you a little bit excited for 1 and 2, because this is gonna. I'd be very surprised if this didn't land on your list as well, and that is a Palmer. So Palmer features at number 3. Every time I'm going to the pub, I'm thinking about a Palmer. Before I'm going to the pub, I'm thinking about a Palmer. And then after I've been to the pub, I'm thinking about where my next Palmer's coming from. So it never lets you down, man. Even the shit Palmers are still kind of okay. It's really hard to screw up a Palmer.
Yeah, I agree. I think the bare minimum of a Palmer isn't too bad. It's quite bearable. Whereas, like, obviously a shit steak is a fucking shit steak. Shit fish and chips is pretty shit.
And food poisoning, it's not ideal.
So I'll admit, I didn't have Palmer on my list, but I had Palmy at number 2. I had a Palmy.
Oh, the old Palmy.
Yes, so similar minds, which does make me excited to hear what your number 2 and number 1 will be.
That is true. I'm glad they were together. That way we didn't have to double up on the Palmer terminologies. So my number 2, and this is the one that obviously is not food or drink. I did say I had something on my list that wasn't food or drink. Yeah. It is a $2 coin on the pool table.
Oh, shit.
So I've gone for reserving the pool table. I think it's one of the best things about going to the pub, actually. Over other venues, over like a nightclub or something. The point of difference is the pool table sausage. So if you're not using it, what's better about a pub versus a nightclub? You know what I mean? Aside from the fact maybe you can hear someone talk, but that's number 2 on my list.
That's pretty solid. I rate that. I didn't think of that. I know a lot of these days you can pay by card, but you can't claim your spot next on at the pool table unless you put a coin down. Those street rules still apply, even in this modern cashless society.
Well, maybe you could put your card down, but that seems like risky business.
Yeah, I wouldn't put mine down. I'd put yours down, but I wouldn't put mine down.
I'd put yours down knowing that it's going to bounce anyway.
Absolute dog. Oh, Jesus. All right, well, my number 1 of things to order at the pub is actually a Guinness. And I've gone with a Guinness for 2 reasons. Firstly, because sometimes a Guinness at a pub just fucking slaps. It just slaps. I know you can get shit once, but you can get majority of the time they're good. But I also love the inconvenience that it makes for the bartender. Like you see their face drop when you're like, "Can I get a Guinness?" And they're like, "Oh, far out. I'm gonna have to serve this customer for 5 minutes." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, brother, we're gonna talk. We're never gonna talk. We're just gonna stand there and look at each other while it settles."
I feel like filling up a pint of Guinness would be very similar to what I experienced when I was filling the gas bottles. Like, it's just not a task that you want to do, you know? It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I rate it because I've gone basically for the bigger cousin of Guinness, which is obviously just beer. I think
Yeah.
I'd
say the founding father of Guinness.
Yeah, that's probably a better way of putting it. But I tried to get this out of one. I tried really hard.
Yeah.
But I just think if you're not having a beer at the pub and you're of age, let's clarify that.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're past 40 minutes. Who gives a shit if you're age?
Fuck
Doesn't
'em.
matter.
You know what? I never liked tradies.
I still think that still might have come through on the original.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, I like that you've doubled down. But no, you just can't go to a pub and not have a beer. I do have mates that do go to the pub and exclusively don't have a beer, but they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, they definitely don't sleep well that night.
I feel like they would sleep better because they didn't.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm proving a point.
Yeah, I'm on that side of the argument too, so I'll let it go.
Yeah. So that's our top fives for things to order at the pub. So a couple of differences there, a couple of good niche recommendations, I reckon.
That was a good list. We had one double up in the end. That's all we had, which was Palmer, and that obviously that was going to be. It's if you're playing Family Feud, that's that would have been number one. That would have been top answer.
Survey says, well, I reckon beer would have been. I had beer at number one as well, and then I ended up swapping it for Guinness because I felt a bit more of a story to tell there.
No, you were just mirroring, man. You knew that I was going to go beer, and you didn't want to make the segment boring.
I was that's it. What's the little fella going to put? I was like, probably basic.
The little fella. So my egos are getting absolutely brutalized. The only thing that makes me feel better is that we're past 40 minutes, so it's only you and me in this space. It's a very personal, intimate space.
It's a great time to introduce your segment here.
This segment, hold on, before I go into this, do you do this with, does anyone else get a hot take of the week, or is it just me?
Just you. It's always Zave's hot take of the week.
Yeah, so I feel like you just changed the name. Yeah, so you definitely do. That really minimizes the excitement that I have for this. So anyway, I'm going to try and hype it up. So my hot take of the week. So basically the way I kind of do this, Dos, is just any sort of thought-provoking item that comes into my head based on the week's events that I think is an interesting concept. You know, in the past, sometimes they've been philosophical, sometimes they've been comical, sometimes they've just been nothing. And I've just tried to fill air, basically. So this week's actually came from a fantasy football element that we have in our friendship group, which is essentially, for those who don't play, it's just a fantasy football league. We play in a league, and whoever comes last, we don't have prizes for first, second, third, whatever. There's just one punishment for last. That's all we have, and it's always been like that. So it made me think, the saying goes, if you're not first, you're last. But actually, what if we started to think about life a little bit differently, which is if you're not last, you're first, which is how we approach this league. If you don't get the punishment, you're actually a winner. And you can approach that the same way with what you might not have, right? You probably have 100 times more than someone else. You might not be rich, but if you're in a third world country, Docile is like the dream, right?
Yeah,
that's where you want to get to. So I was just thinking, man. There's many things that you could apply this concept to that would maybe make your perspective feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Like if you're 5'10" and you're not 6'4", but you're still 5'10", there's someone that's 5'9" out there. Yeah.
And if you're 5'10", but you don't lie about being 6 foot, then there's someone out there that lies about being 6 foot when they're 5'10". Yeah. And that fills me with happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. And also, do you know, I'm so dyslexic that I never read that as your last, your first. I read it the whole time as if you're not first, you're last. And I was like, okay, I wonder where he's going to go with this. And it was there in front of me the whole time. That's embarrassing. I'm ashamed of myself.
I mean, if you only glance at it, you know how you like your mind just pieces together what the sentence is. I could understand that, but then knowing you've read that properly and you just fucked
multiple times. Yeah. So, but yeah, you hit a little gem in the pod. So for anyone that has gone past the 40 minutes, or gone past the 50 minutes now,
I actually this is another hot take. Not in this segment. I want to distance it from this segment. But I actually think our best work comes post 40 minutes.
I totally agree.
I think if you're a listener, you should absolutely just skip to 40 minutes and get like if you're someone who likes like the goss, hey, get rid of the filter, just give me the good stuff. 40 minutes onwards is like the best 15 to 20 minutes of the episode by a country mile.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree. I've actually had discussions with the other hosts about this, being like, guys, we need to fucking lift our energy early because we're smashing it at the end, but no one's listening by that point. So it's like, come on, bring some energy early.
We could also, there's also a theory that you could just like get lazy one day and just chop the episode in half. So you get like 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes, it's just fireworks. It's just well, today
no
was
context.
Good. I feel like you started so fiery and hot today that I feel like it'll flow all the way through. But there's still some really good stuff post 40.
Yeah, and I love that we're just sort of like reviewing the episode while we're still going. Yeah. But I had one last thing, just one quick little transphobic. It's actually not a transphobic. It's public situation phobic. And we've spoken about this before, but people that don't press the button at fucking pedestrian crossings, at traffic lights, actually the worst humans in the fucking world. And I did this today. Like, I'd love to name and shame these people, but you don't have their names and it's sort of harder to shame them. But I figured out how to shame them when I'm next to them. So when they press the button, well, I assume, let's say, so today at lunch, this lady was like waiting at the intersection. I walked across from the other side, got there, and then I was waiting, and then the car lights went green and it stayed red. And I know this traffic light's off by heart, and they take forever as well. And it stayed red. And I did this thing where like I looked at the red pedestrian, and then I looked at her, looked at the red, started walking, and then did like a subtle look back just to highlight. I was like, I need to show her that I know that I'm allowed to walk now. And because she didn't click that button, I am also now at risk of getting hit by a car. So I wanted her to know that if I get hit, it was because of her.
I mean, if you did get hit, that's kind of like the ultimate power move, to be fair. But no, I know where you're coming from. Look, people got a slight out when we went through the COVID years because people didn't want to touch, buttons and germs. But we're through that now, so just man the fuck up and press the button, please.
Yeah.
And when in doubt, press it anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a double presser every time. I'm like, just in case,
I might just sit there and just smash the thing for fucking the whole minute that it takes for it to go to the green light.
And it goes faster when you do it like that as well, to be fair.
You get in the rhythm of how the tick, 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 tick goes on there. And then if you get it perfectly aligned, then it just goes green.
Yeah, it's a little street code, that one.
I rate it.
Yeah. All right, that's all we got for today. It was a bit of a long episode, but that's what happens when we come back from a bit of hiatus. And it was actually pretty good, as you would have heard in our review about 5 minutes ago. So
it's pretty good. Just ask us.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, and we'll be back. Trust us.